missing pieces and the magic from my hand will make the weird signs.
Here we are with the 30th review. Not really a major milestone, I just thought I'd play something that's been in every review since the start. In the intro sequence, I put in some footage of 3 random games I plan to get to eventually, and I guess it's time. These 3 games are Demolition Girl, Tokobot The Mysteries of the Karakuri, and Whiplash. And since most of you know how to read, you already know which one it is. So let's take a look at the first release of this trio, Whiplash. Published and developed in 2003 by Eidos Interactive and Crystal Dynamics respectively, Whiplash immediately faced controversy from animal protection organisations. Welcome to Genron, a vast manufacturing and testing facility bringing you the greatest products since the DVD rewinder. How does Genron make such fantastic scientific advances? By using animals to test said products. And if that fails, these animals are combined together into new species. Okay, that's a little dark. Genron, we're dicks.
We're out. I can't believe it. We're out!
This is Redmond and Spanx, spelt with an X because early 2000s. A rabbit and weasel destined for combination who have managed to escape. Redmond and Spanx have been manacled together so they have no choice but to work as a team, which turns out to be a tad one-sided. You really only play as Spanx, Redmond gets the short end of the stick in this situation. There are no weapons or tools to collect, Redmond is all you ever need. He is the Swiss Army Bunny. He is used to defeat enemies, smash equipment, unlock doors, a swing, pretty much everything. All the while Redmond is making the occasional funny wisecrack moments because early 2000s.
Oh, and I thought being stamped with makeup was degrading.
The main objective is pretty simple, escape Genron, but that's easier said than done. Genron is a huge spawning facility made up of several different areas, which is not always easy to navigate despite the full 3D map system, which is one of the several problems I will get to.
Listen closely. I am going to give you the most important piece of advice if you want to escape from this place.
Guided by a mysterious voice, Redmond and Spanx are given their objectives. They're not just escaping, they're bringing Genron down by breaking all of the things.
Your energy, while admirable, is misdirected.
Oh my god! It's the voice from all the movie trailers!
A very satisfying part of Whiplash is the destructible environments. At the bottom of the screen is a money counter. At first glance, I thought destroying stuff earned you money so you could purchase upgrades or something. No, as you progress, the counter goes down because it represents Genron's worth. So I'll get one of the first problems out of the way now. This is ultimately pointless. It's fun to break things, don't get me wrong, but there is no reward for reducing this. After completing Whiplash, I looked online to see if there was more than one ending. Turns out there isn't. Having a different or extended ending for reducing this to 0 would have made sense. Accessing the different areas is done via a hub system. Once you reach the cafeteria, you can reach all the areas of Genron, but Crystal Dynamics couldn't keep this simple, could they? Most of the areas are accessed via the cafeteria, but to get to some you need to go to the security sub-hub. Why? There's an objective list and a 3D map system, so that shouldn't matter. But let me explain. When viewing the map, your location is represented by a big red arrow. Knowing which direction you're facing would be nice. You can rotate, zoom, pan and select individual rooms, but as soon as you try and zoom in on a specific part, the camera will revert back to the centre of the selected area. The objective list is not a great deal of help either. Say you're in genetics and are given a list of things to do. Once you have completed these tasks, this completed list will always show whenever you're in genetics, despite being given new tasks. This goes for all areas. In fact, a lot of this game is mired with problems stemming from what were initially good ideas. A lot of effort has clearly been put into Whiplash, but I think a bit too much effort. It's like Crystal Dynamics had a brainstorming session and nothing was rejected. Now folks, we need a new platformer. Since it's the early 2000s, we need something out of left field, snarky, and with so much stuff crammed into it it'll blow the kids' minds. Any ideas? Animal testing is controversial, we can make fun of that. Great, go with that! Instead of one protagonist, how about we have 2, handcuffed together? Fantastic, make it happen! How about we incorporate a combat mode that is completely pointless since you can attack enemies without engaging it? Shitty tit Christmas, that's brilliant! We could level up the characters with hyper snacks and distribute them with an unnecessary sharing system. Great bumbly hippopotamus balls, yes! Maybe we should rein things in a little and have a simple one-hub map system. You're fired, Jenkins! The rest of you, go team! Anyway, Redmond and Spanx are not the only animals incarcerated here. There are lots of others being tested on and need freeing. Due to the depiction of animal testing and experimentation, as I mentioned earlier, Whiplash came under scrutiny from the RSPCA. EDOS countered this by claiming that it was merely a comedic game, and since Genron were the enemy, Whiplash condemns animal cruelty and raises awareness. I mean, what issue would they have with hamster cannons, deafening music, cosmetic testing, and not to mention all the crap Redmond goes through? Oh, right. Okay, I can see their point, but it is just a silly video game and not to be taken seriously. Speaking of other experimentees, and to add to the list of superfluous ideas, we have 2 hubs, so why not 2 advisors? Along with a mysterious voice, Spanx and Redmond also receive guidance from Lincoln, a wise owl who has clearly been here a long time. Having a physical presence allows for more comedic moments, but like a lot of the features, he feels like an afterthought. But enough gripe, let's talk positives. Each part of Genron has a different look with different obstacles and challenges. It controls very nicely, the camera isn't a pain in the arse. The humour is a tad dated but fits the tone. And I don't think it was deliberate, but all the male scientists sound like Christopher Walken.
You move too swift for my legs.
This is a pretty big game too. Genron is huge, but that's to be expected from the developer that made the latter half of the Tomb Raider series and most of the Legacy of Kain's. Big open environments seem to be their thing. With all the problems Whiplash has, normally I wouldn't get along with it, but I actually quite enjoyed this. It has a daft premise, some of the things are unnecessary and others just simply don't work, but mechanically it's pretty solid. Granted it can get frustrating at times, but that's video games for you and that's nothing to do with any flaw. As the saying goes, too many cooks spoil the broth, and too many ingredients were thrown into this one, but not to the point of making it unplayable. A tweak here and there and a generous amount of streamlining would have turned Whiplash from good to great. But as I've mentioned in the past, I like it when a well-established developer tries a new IP. It doesn't always work, but gaming would never veer from its comfort zones if something experimental like this isn't attempted. Whiplash is weird, but the good kind of weird. Crystal Dynamics took a stab at something different, and that's a risk I admire.
Dude, seriously?